lot of people tend to have their own ideas about how commercial equipment financing actually works. How it works is the most common question we get asked, and so today I'd like to go over the basics.
What I'm about to share with you is primarily in regards to conventional financing. There are alternatives. Believe it or not, 80% of the decision typically lands on just two items: time in business and personal credit. Let's start with time in business. You might be surprised to know that this can be the least understood of the two. Obviously, if you started any type of corporation right out of the gates, the Secretary of State website would validate your start date.
However, many business owners start as a sole proprietor. Sometimes it's as simple as Joe Smith doing business as Joe Smith.
The thing you may not know is you bring those years with you if you incorporate. For example, if you received your first 1099 for being a truck driver in 2019, then your 2019 personal tax return should have a Schedule C. If you have a 2019 Schedule C and then created an LLC in 2025, your true time in business would be 6 years. Another more widely accepted form of time in business validation would be a fictitious name filing. This is a form you can obtain from your local county clerk. Usually it costs only around $20.
Any valid documents over 2 years old would put you outside the realm of a startup company. The more time in business you have, the higher your application might score, and potentially the better your deal might be.
But what if you don't have any of these documents? What if you were only a W-2 employee prior to incorporating? If your business is less than 2 years old, you are a startup and therefore will need to have very strong personal credit. This brings us to the other determining factor: personal credit.
Think of personal credit and time in business like a balance scale. If the time in business is low, then the credit needs to be high. However, higher time in business doesn't require the same level of credit. Usually, the mid-600s is the safe zone. Startups will need to have very strong credit with a score over 700. There are other variables that we will discuss in a future video.
So there you have it, the basic building blocks of commercial equipment financing. We have several more topics coming.
Be sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.